Hello and welcome to a new edition of the Silver Bulletin. I'm James King, the sports director.
And I'm Alicia Graves, the assistant sports director. Let's get right into the highlights from last week's game against Iowa. The number 6 Ohio State Buckeyes headed to Iowa City to take on the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes, and it was an upset in Kinnick Stadium. After coming off a big week defeating Penn State 39-38, the Buckeyes' playoff hopes were alive, but it didn't last long as they fell to Iowa 55-24. The Hawkeyes made a big statement in the first play of the game as the defensive back Amani Hooker intercepted quarterback JT Barrett's pass and returned it 30 yards for a touchdown. The Buckeyes quickly responded on the next play after Barrett threw a 29-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Terry McLaurin to tie the game early. It was neck and neck in the first quarter as Iowa kicked a 30-yard field goal on the next drive, and Ohio State added 3 points of their own soon after, and the teams were tied 10-10 going into the second quarter. At the start of the second, Iowa quarterback Nate Stanley threw a short 10-yard pass down the middle to wide receiver TJ Hawkinson to take the lead, but Barrett came back with another touchdown pass, this time 44 yards to wide receiver Johnny Dixon. Late in the second, Stanley attempted a pass to wide receiver Matt Vandenberg, and a penalty was called on Ohio State for roughing the passer. Defensive lineman Nick Bosa ultimately was ejected for targeting. On the next play, the Hawkeyes would then go on to score after Stanley met tight end Noah Fant for 25 yards in the end zone. On the next drive, Barrett would throw his second interception of the game, and with just 30 seconds left in the half, Stanley found Fant again, and the Hawkeyes were up 31-17 heading into the locker room. The start of the third quarter was slow, but with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, the Hawkeyes faked a field goal, and punter Colton Rastetter completed an 18-yard pass that was then followed by a 2-yard touchdown pass by Stanley. The Hawkeyes started off the fourth quarter strong. Stanley found fullback Drake Kulik for 2 yards, and the Hawkeyes were up 45-17. With 4:37 on the clock, Barrett met Dixon for his second touchdown pass, but it was too late for the Buckeyes to come back. The final score of the game was determined by a 6-yard touchdown rush up the middle by running back Torrin Young, and the Iowa Hawkeyes would upset the Ohio State Buckeyes 55-24.
Many call it the best tradition in college football, and it was a sight to see. Following the first quarter, nearly 70,000 fans waved to the children at Iowa's Children's Hospital overlooking Kinnick Stadium. Both team members and coaches all participated in this wonderful tradition that has been known to bring joy to the children. Now let's take a look at this week's top 5 plays. The Hawkeyes infiltrated this week's top 5, but starting us off is this 35-yard run in the first quarter. Dobbins finished the game with just 6 carries, but raked in 53 yards on the ground. At number 4 is some trickery from Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz for this fake field goal. Punter Colton Rastetter delivered this ball to long snapper Tyler Kluver, who fell just short of the goal line, setting up another Hawkeye touchdown. The number 3 spot goes to the first play from scrimmage. Barrett stood in the pocket and threw a ball intended for Benjamin Victor that was intercepted. Defensive back Amani Hooker returned it 30 yards to the house, putting the Hawkeyes on the board first. Checking in at number 2 is Iowa defensive back Joshua Jackson for this leaping one-handed interception. This was just one of 3 interceptions Jackson had on Barrett for the evening. And the number 1 spot goes to Kinnick Stadium and all of the children at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. At the end of the first quarter, both teams and all of Kinnick Stadium waved to the patients across the street who were showing their Hawkeye pride.
That's all we have for you this week on the Silver Bulletin. Be sure to subscribe to Lantern TV on YouTube and like us on Facebook. Also, for game day coverage, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and add us on Snapchat. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next week.
See you.